Hi guys, I'm Mark and I'm an Oyster Boy and it's Brew Day again, and today I'm brewing the second of my beers that I'm going to have on tap for Christmas Day. When this video comes out, I'm not sure, might be into the new year by the time this one gets released, but I'm really looking forward to this one. This is a beer which I've picked up from the Malt Miller, but the recipe is from this book, which is the Modern Homebrewer by Andy Parker and Jamil Zainasheff, and sponsored by the Malt Miller. And this book contains a lot of, I'm going to say like 30 or 30 plus recipes from professional breweries, like actual, breweries that you would recognize, so Verdant, Cloudwater, Emperor's Brewery, Elusive, Heretic. Loads of cool breweries in there, and a huge amount of information. I'll talk more about this book later on, but it's been a long time since I bought a brewing book. I mean, I've been making beer since I was like 21 and I'm 39 now, so fairly long time that I've been doing it. And I kind of thought, well, what am I going to learn from a book that I can't already learn online? Huge amount of information in here, and I'm probably going to have to lend it to Penny because he could really do with it. So absolutely would recommend this book. We'll talk more about this later, but the recipe that I'm going to be making today is an official recipe from Deya. Anyone that knows me knows I'm an absolute whore for big, juicy, soft, hazy beers, and Deya are right up the top of the list for breweries that make them, like Deya, Verdant, Track, like Cloudwater. They're some of my favourites, and this one is a recipe for Deya's Invoice Me for the Microphone. So, as always with the recipes from the Malt Miller, you get a huge amount of information there about what comes in it and what you need to do. You get an obscene amount of hops because of the type of beer that it is, and you also get a pack of WLP London Fog ale yeast as well, and your big bags of pre-crushed if you want it, or uncrushed and pre-weighed out grain. So I'm going to go and get this doughed in now. I'll whack some footage of me up doing it. I'll probably talk a little bit more about what kind of stuff you can expect to see in that book, and then we'll get together with Penny and we'll taste it around Christmas time. So catch you soon, guys. I picked up a copy of this book for £18.99 from the Malt Miller, and I actually think that represents really good value just because of the amount of stuff that you can actually find in here. The book is broken down into sections such as ingredients, equipment, measurements, cleaning and sanitizing, fermentation, packaging, quality assurance and data recording. And then following from that, there's a whole huge section about brewing techniques, which is broken down by different beer types. So, for example, you've got highly hopped beer, malt forward, hazy, clear, and then gluten reduced and gluten free, wood aged, and seltzers as well. There are also sections on sustainability and how to further your hobby in brewing, either be that with websites that you can check out or homebrew clubs that you could look to join. And overall, it's just a really nice book. The pictures look great. I think they're all taken by James Stiff at the Malt Miller as well, so big props to him for that one. Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today we're here with another beer review in the garden. It's probably the coldest, mistiest review we've done.
I know, it's like, did you watch any of the football yesterday?
Oh, you couldn't see it, mate?
Yeah, it was crazy. How they were playing football, and they were saying, they showed you the camera view versus the human eye, and the human eye, if you were in the top stand, you wouldn't have been able to see the game.
Value for money, that, mate. We are going to be doing a review of Deya's Invoice Me for the Microphone. This is the real beer.
Okay.
And also, talking a little bit about this book, The Modern Homebrewer, by Andy Parker and Jamil Zainasheff. I hope I haven't butchered your name too much there.
Before you go into that, I quite like how they put the CO2, how much carbon footprint of the beer and thing. I think everything should do that. Clothing, shoes, everything.
Well, maybe you
I like
should
the
campaign
artwork
for
as well.
So this book I picked up about a month ago when it came out, and it is absolutely mega. I bought it thinking there might be something good in there because, if I'm honest, I've been brewing for like 15 years plus now. And you think, don't you? You do think, oh, well, I've been doing it so long, I must know everything there is to know. So much stuff in here I didn't know.
Oh, yeah?
Loads of really good information about like basically all of the elements of making the beer, the water chemistry, hops, yeast, malt, equipment, methods and stuff like that. Plus, there is a lot of recipes.
So you're a master head brewer now, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, master head brewer. Big list of recipes,
Genius
all
level.
official recipes from real breweries as well, like really good stuff like Cloudwater, Deya, Elusive. So, you know, pick it up. This is the first one that I've done out of it. It's Deya. I'm an absolute whore for Deya. Everyone like
That's one with the crocodile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there a meaning behind the crocodile?
That's good.
No? I don't know. Is there a meaning behind the crocodile?
If you're at Deya, let us know. So you're going to get these into the glass, and I'm going to go and pour the ones that I've got on tap. I've not got this bar set up and running at the moment because it's too cold outside to be coming out for a pint. And we are back. Now I would say, mate, if you were to say,
Wow.
if you were to say, first of all, you know, draw me a picture of a beer that Mark would like, that's it.
Yeah.
Right up my alley. But this is the homebrew one. This is the can one from Deya.
Identical.
You couldn't be any closer,
No.
could you? One absolutely solid look. And, like I say, it is so up my street. It's like a 9.5 out of 10 on looks for me.
Wow.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, it's got that sort of yellowy glow, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it, a 9.
Quality.
Yep.
Should we sniff them?
Absolutely. Let's give it a sniff. What we do in the original
First, see how close I
Okay.
got. So, zingy and fruity.
Yeah. Tropical.
Yeah.
Stone fruit smell.
And then the homebrew one.
Just, yeah, I mean, it's maybe slightly more grassy, but other than that, it's got all the flavours.
This one is super fresh though.
Yeah.
So, although this is pretty much getting to the end of the keg now. So this beer was ready and transferred over to the keg on like the 22nd of December, something like that.
Yeah.
I put the keg on tap on Christmas Day. We're now the day after Boxing Day, so the 27th, and there's literally, we're going to finish this keg today. It'll be done. There's like 3 pints left in it. But
It's like your machine.
But yeah, it's,
mate, they're so similar. Yeah, they're so similar. Like you say, it's probably just the fact yours is a lot fresher. I mean, I don't know when this one was canned.
It should tell us.
12th of November.
So it's back. So that's what,
Canned on
6 weeks
12th
old,
November.
something like that.
Exactly.
They're both pretty
So yeah,
fresh,
you probably
But how does it smell
delicious.
again? 9 out of 10 for me, baby.
Yeah,
9 out of 10.
9 again. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, they're spot on, aren't they? Should we dive in?
Yes, we're doing the original first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, wow.
Yummy that, innit? Ooh. Weirdly, it's the first time I've tried the original.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I've not had it on the... They do have a day of takeover, you said throughout the other day.
They didn't have this on at the homebrew, no. But it's mega, that is.
It's almost like it has got a sweetness to it, but it's not too much.
Yeah.
And it's really fruity and balanced out, and then there's maybe a slight bitterness just to give it like that, just to blend it all together and it just to come through as,
That's amazing.
basically a well-rounded, to complete the circle.
It is mega. I think in this one, I don't think there was any Boil Edition hops. It was just Whirlpool and dry hops. So there's like no bitterness pretty much. Or was there? Hang on. Let me check.
It's not a bitter beer, but you can, that the hoppy sort of bitterness you get.
There we go. No Boil Editions.
Yeah.
Just Whirlpool with Citra, Galaxy and Mosaic, and then dry hopped with 2 types of Citra and Mosaic as well. Get that information if you buy the book.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
They're almost identical.
Spot on. I've done a pretty good job. I haven't done a pretty good job. The guys from Deya have done an amazing job and then kindly shared the recipe with people. All of the kits that are in this book, there's a full-on section on the Malt Miller's website because they sponsored the book as well, where, rather than having to go and make the recipes yourself, you just click the button and add it to your basket as a recipe kit that's already done. So it's super, super handy. Spot on, isn't it? I can't even pick which I prefer because it's identical.
It is.
Absolutely mega, mega, mega.
I think that's probably the closest clone we've done.
Oh yeah, absolutely by
Yeah,
far.
I don't think we've done a closer one than
And
that.
we do like to try.
Yeah,
we do like to try.
yeah, absolutely.
But this one is just the way that they've done it. So they've got the official recipe and then they've scaled it down to a homebrew size.
Yeah.
Takes all the guesswork out of it for you. As we've tried to do clones ourselves and put the recipes together, and you can get pretty close, but just having the recipe given to you is
So the water
amazing.
profile, so is it in the book? Or
It gives you tips on the water profile in the book.
Okay.
But I just use the Verdant water profile because I've already got that saved in my Grainfather app.
Yes.
So we RO filter all the water and then just build it back up. So I just use that water calculator to get me to the Verdant profile that I've used before, because if I'm making a big, soft, juicy hazy, I know that that profile works really well for me.
Yeah.
And it's worked spot on for this as well.
There we go.
So yeah, go for that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Taste-wise, it's a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah. 9.5 for me. Yeah, it's mega. It's mega.
Ooh, baby. Price.
Oh.
Price. This is, if I remember correctly, 60 quid for the kit.
And how many?
And it's for 20 litres. Now, sadly, at this point in the video, my iPhone stopped recording. No idea why. I'll try and get it sorted for future videos. However, we have still got the audio from the rest of the film. So, taking inspiration from one of the most boring YouTubers that I know of, I'm going to present this video like one of David Heath's homebrew videos, where you can watch pictures while we talk over the top of it. So please enjoy the rest of the video.
Drink beer, it's good for you.
20 litres is 35.2 pints, and 60
Could you check
pounds means that it's £1.70 something. Well, I can't remember now,
So
just walk back in. I would have been a
Do you
bit.
want to go and check?
No, it's £1.70 something a pint. But I would, keep in mind that a can of this is going to be, what, 5 or 6 quid?
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah, so...
I mean, 6%, so it's obviously strong. There's probably a shitload of hops
a ton of hops
into
that
it.
go into it, an absolute ton of hops that go into that beer. And I can't remember what yeast it was, actually.
Are you including the price of the book for the beer?
No. No, I'm not. What yeast was it? Let's have a little look through. Again, I can consult the book now. It was White Labs WLP 066, which is London Fog. So the yeast itself would have been like...
liquid yeast, yeah?
Yeah. The yeast itself would have been like a 10 or 12 quid, something like that. So I think for the amount of hops and the yeast that you get in it, and the fact it is a 6% beer, it tastes mega, looks mega, it smells mega, I reckon it's probably an 8.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
I was going to give it 8.5, so yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Can't argue with that.
Sessionability on this beer, it's probably a bit of a...
you can tell the truth because you've sessioned it. Did you manage to do 10 on Christmas Day?
I mean, I was on it all day.
So,
I was on it all day.
Did you do 10?
I probably would have done 10.
You have to give it a 10 if
I'll
you
give it
could
a 10. I'll give it a
Is
10.
that your first ever 10?
I think it might be. No, Stella, I think it's Stella on Stella
okay.
Artar, I gave a 10 as well. But
Okay.
yeah, I definitely did have 10 pints of this throughout the day,
Yeah.
probably more. I woke up on Boxing Day with one of the worst hangovers I've ever had in my life. So, mega beer though, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10! 10 out of 10!
You could have given that 11 out of 10 because if you'd had 11 pints.
Well, 10 plus. I would give it a 10 plus.
Yeah, okay, 10 plus. Okay, yeah, I mean, for me, the strength of it and the hops would get too much, but I'm going to give it 6.5.
That's pretty good for you. I didn't think you'd be as high on that.
6.5, yeah, it's really tasty. Really tasty. God, you must have been boozed 10 pints of 6% beer.
Big day. And my dad was all over this beer as well.
Okay.
Absolutely all over it. But
how you managed to get a Christmas dinner out?
I've been practicing for years, mate.
Yeah. Oh,
but
dear.
here is the oyster score for this beer. So smash like, hit subscribe, pick up a copy of that book. Even if you've been brewing for years, because there's so much stuff in there that I had to read through and picked up on. But the recipes that are in it are fantastic as well. So absolutely worth a look. Smash like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Brilliant. Okay.
Oysters out.